Hey folks, Two Sheds Gabby here. I've got a box of nickels that needs going through. In fact, I haven't even broken the seal yet. I know all the rave is pennies right now, but I got some nickels that need to be looked at. I did pick up a box of pennies, even though all my penny orders have been canceled. I went into the bank where I pick up my $50, and they told me if you bring us some pennies in, we'll exchange them for you. So I did. So I did pick up a box of pennies this week. Took in a box of zinc that I had rolled up. Took me a while to roll them up. Let me pop this open and let's get started. It's 5 minutes till 10 p.m., so I'm not going to finish tonight, but we'll get it started. I am in the first row, and this is what I was hoping to see. Well, it's a nice one, too. 2024P. I'm pretty sure this, I've been trying to mark the boxes of where and when I get them. This one I didn't. I think it was this week's box, though. I've got 3 boxes up here. But I was hoping the 2024s were still going to be around. I've been doing good at getting them in the local boxes, and I hope this one doesn't disappoint because I want to put all these aside that I can. I sold a bunch this year, but the last few months I haven't been selling them. 2024P, numero uno. Cool beans. There's 20. I'm not going to keep 2025s right now. I think I have some put aside. I tell you, the world and the pennies, it's just crazy. We're just getting shut off. My banker said they were told that the mint has stopped and that they're not going to make any more at all. I mean, that's not what I had heard, but I don't know. I hope they do make some next year. I hope that they simply put some aside, and that's what I read that they were going to do, and make some for 2026. Here in the second row is a 1947. All 3 of them, PD and S, are under 100 million. So I will be keeping this guy. Let's see what it is. This is a Philadelphia. This is the larger mintage. It's 90-something million, but we'll keep that guy. Let me show you this picture I saw a couple days ago on the back of a car. Oh, that reminds me of, we homeschool our kids. They're in their 30s now, and we were homeschooling kind of before it was popular, with the pandemic coming on. Millions of people started homeschooling when they started learning what was going on in the schools, but we already had our opinions for many reasons. And so we had lots of people, even in the members of the church where we were part of and visited. It's like, they're not going to be socialized. And it's like, well, that's the point, right? I don't want them socialized. 1954. We want the P or the S, not the D. It's over 100 million. And it's the D. So long, 1954. Yeah. Yeah, we we didn't want our kids to have, we had them around kids and we had them around people, and they always did very well. They, they're not like, skittish, scared to go outside at all. They get along very well with their peers and with other adults, which I can say is a lot of kids I've met can't do that. But that was always the scare. They won't be socialized. No, they just won't be socialized with what goes on in the public schools. That was our whole point. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay. I thought I saw 3. So that was an awful nice looking 39, but it was an 89. Third row now, and 2024P number 2. I'd like to find a D this box. I haven't found one of them in a while. But if I just keep getting the P's, that's okay by me. I don't teach, I don't like that the schools teach evolution as fact. There's there's no science behind it. There's none at all. In fact, science proves it to be otherwise with the theories that they have. And I had good parents, and I still got into drugs and stuff. The peer pressure is just really strong at those years, those ages. The very next roll, and here's 2024P number 3. All right. Maybe I'll get a keeper coin in every roll. That'd be nice. We have Bible study with a few couples from where we attend church services, in our home. And one of them is the young preacher and another couple. And he was sick this week, so we canceled. And I have a weekly study with my brother, and he was sick this week and canceled. And I have a study here with my niece, and she called and cancels this week. So not any of them happened this week. That was a bummer. But that stuff happens. 1 coin per roll, that's all you get. Well, here we are, the very next roll again. And here's 2024P number 4. Keep them coming. Boy, I'd love to get a whole roll of them. That would be sweet. 20 would be cool, If I get 10, I'll say, hey, that was great. Suppose there were 50. Well, suppose there's 40. Would you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah for 10? Suppose I find 10. If you find 10, I won't destroy it. Not for 10. He did not find 10. Have you guys heard recently, I haven't heard it for a while, Bottle of Wine. I thought of that song today. It's like, I'd like to hear that again. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Leave me alone, let me go home. Let me go home and start over. But if you recall hearing it, the last line, it's real mellow. Let me go home and start over. It's like, is that a different guy, or he just ain't using, or the same guy that's just not using his rough voice? I don't know the answer to that. It might be 2 different singers. Let me go home and start over. The 9th roll, we went a few rolls without anything, but here is 2024P number 5, Cinco. Number 5. Copper is up, man. Still, silver still at, they're about 48 something and some change, which is still crazy high, but it had gotten up to, well over 50, and it's down. It's in the up-down cycle. But man, pennies now, guys, 3.25 cents each in copper value. That's pretty cool. Even these Jefferson nickels are worth almost 6 cents each, just a hair under 6 cents each. Are we going to start hoarding the nickels now that the pennies are gone? Should I stop doing the 100 million and just keep all the older ones? I don't know. 10th row, and here is a 1946. The P is over 100 million. The D is under 100. The S is only 13 million. Let's see what we've got. Oh, it's over 100 million. I like that old look of these nickels. You just look at them and you just know they're old. I like that look. That's cool. So we live in a nice home. It's 3 bedroom, 1 bath. I wish it was 1.5 or 2. And it had a 1 car attached garage, which has been converted into a den, and we've got a carport. Got a couple of sheds. We're very comfortable, very comfortable. And if we entertain a couple or two, there's not a problem. But trying to have potlucks here is not an easy task. I'll get into more of my point the next time we find the keeper coin. Oh, well, look, I didn't mean the last one in the row. But we did find a 2024p at the very, very end. That's nice. I believe that's 6 of those. Look at this, guys. This is the 11th row, and there's a 2024D. That is so cool. I have never found more than one 2024D in a box. I would just love it if I could get 2. I don't think I'm allowed to, but it'd be so cool if I get 2. So we'll see now that we have our 1 pretty early on, if I can manage to squeeze out another. I thought that looked like an old one, but we need the P, not the D. And it's the D. Okay. So anyway, I was just telling my wife that, my office, I've got a big office. This was the living room of this house, and I took the whole thing over because I have my other business where I sell equipment plus my coins, and I keep my coins in here, most of them. I take up a lot of room, but I told her, I said I would like to downsize a little bit so that we could, if we want to have the potluck, I can grab a handful of things and just shove them in my shed for the day, and we could have at least a table set up in here so that people can go they can go in the den, or a few people can be in the kitchen, and then we can have a table of people in here. The church that I worship with is not a large group. It's a small group. Oh, another 2024p. Well, I'm getting a couple of coins per row. That's number 7 of those. We'll talk a little bit more about it the next time. The very next row, this is the 12th row. Here is another 2024p. I believe that makes 8 of them. 8 skates and donates. Yeah, so I want to be able to set up a table in here to entertain, so people can mingle, move about and choose the conversations they want to be a part of. When we got this house, there was a kind of an antique, small, like secretary desk. Here's a picture of it. And my wife thought it was really cute. She really liked it, but she couldn't really do all of her things that she needs to do. She needed a little bit bigger desk, and we got her a laptop. And so today she said, well, to help out, she goes, I will sell this little desk because it was just sitting in another room. And she said, we'll take my desk, because I let her have her desk in my office, so we both used this room. So she took the little secretary antique thing, pulled it out. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace. Haven't got a hit yet. People have looked at it, but nobody's written to me yet. And then she put the desk that she had in here in the first bedroom. We use it as a spare room, but it's, we don't have people spending the night that often anyway. So that's kind of the first thing, just get that out of here, and I can use that room to rearrange my stuff. And so I haven't gotten a lot, we just got that done today, so I haven't done much rearranging yet. So we're trying to downsize just a little bit. We tend to accumulate, and and so we took a load of stuff to Goodwill today. I'm in the 13th row, and that, my friends, is number 9. Number 9. 2024p, number 9. Turn me over, dead man. I hear some howling outside, and I haven't figured out yet if it's a person or a dog. or another animal. I don't know that it was a dog or what it was. Well, I went through a pretty good streak of silver, I tell you. Man, oh man. As the last 7 days before today, I had gotten over 60 silver coins, guys, in that week. Most definitely the best week of my year. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. But I got 4 boxes of $50 yesterday. I'd upped it from 3 to 4, and I didn't get a thing. So all good things must come to the end, just the same as the wildwood weed. We just sit there and watch them drive away on that sack of seeds. Sitting there on that sack of seeds. They dug and they burned and they burned and they dug, and they took all of our weeds. Here in the 14th row is a 1949, and all of them are under 100 million, but the S is only 9 million. It is a semi-key date. Oh, again, it's the higher one, but that's all right. Oh, is that another old one? 1941. Sorry about that. We want the D or the S. Nope. There she goes. So we were driving, we went to the Goodwill, took some stuff, and then my wife had to do something at the bank today. I think getting some money out to take to our daughter. We're selling some stuff for her and her husband too. And we were coming back, and she said something about do whatever you can. I think of songs all the time. So when she said that, I just instantly started singing, Papa would do whatever he could. Preach a little gospel. Sell a couple of bottles of whatever she says. I don't even know what he says. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. she's like, you're weird. Sixteenth roll, and this is double digits. Double digits. 2024P, number 10. So I think I have decided, because it's after 10:30 now, it's in fact it's a quarter till 11, I'm going to get through half of the box. And the second half of the box, you're just going to have to deal with the tomorrow me, whatever the tomorrow me happens to be. You know, because we find ourselves in different moods from different days and different times of days. And sometimes you're a little more solemn, and sometimes you're a little more silly or whatever. So we'll see what tomorrow me brings. Here is a picture of my son wearing his t-shirt. He is a pinball repairman. He got this shirt. I love it. Lebanon. Here's 2024P, number 11. This is the 17th row. Cool. You know, I wish... Ooh, that guy has got like bubble gum stuck all over his head. I don't know what it is. Ugh. Anyway, I grew up, we had the family farm. It was about 2 hours from where I grew up. And I spent a lot of time down there, you know. We were down there practically twice a month for the weekend when I was a kid. There's a 1954. What do we got there? The P or the S? I'm sorry, I leaned forward and I kind of get out of focus as I'm checking my chart over here. P or the S? And it's the D. We're not getting very lucky tonight, are we? But I spent lots of hours out in the woods by myself and just, you know, looking at stuff and enjoying nature. And sometimes I'd lay down and watch the clouds. Sometimes I would just find moss patches and lay on them and just enjoy it. And sometimes I'd be hunting squirrel, and sometimes I'd go down to the river. Sometimes I'd go to the other end and I'd go to the creek. We had, I don't remember exactly how many, somewhere between 650 and 700 acres. And it was just amazing for exploring. And I did it lots of hours by myself. It was really a good experience. Number 12, this is the 18th row. So people are like, well, man, you got that big farm. You guys must be doing great. It didn't work out that way, folks. There was some heavy influence by some family members, and, you know, it was not in my hands. It was in other people's hands. And my mom had just come down with cancer, so my dad was pretty, you know, he was carried about what's going on with my mom. And so there was just some pressure, and they ended up selling it for not very much money. And I don't like talking about it very much because I get kind of angry because it frustrates me. I don't care what it would have been worth later. I mean, it would have been worth a lot of money if they'd have waited. But I'm frustrated that we don't have the farm. But I just, you know, I'm like, well, that's just the way it goes. Maybe that was God's plan. I don't know, but I'm not going to. It is frustrating, but I don't like spend my life all mad or nothing. 19th row, and here is 2024P number 13. Nice. So, you know, people are like, oh, your mom had cancer. And I was like, well, it turned out okay. She was taking chemo. She had the last stage of lymph node and wasn't doing well. And they told my dad, best case scenario, if the chemo worked, she'd have 5 years to live. Here is a 1940 Philadelphia, and that, my friends, is 176 million. And so she would, you know, she lost her hair and she had no strength. It was not good. And my dad took an early retirement and took her to Mexico for several weeks of treatment they didn't do in the U.S., and put her on a real strict diet and some different types of treatment, shark cartridge and different things. And that was well over 30 years ago, guys. My mom's in her mid-80s, and she's going out to dinner 2 or 3 times a week with her friends. I mean, lunch. And so the treatment saved her life. And she outlived my dad. My dad passed away a few years ago. 22nd row, and here's another 49. Any chance of an S? Nope. It's still 100 million, under 100 million, so we'll keep it. I think it's in the 90s. 3 more rows, guys, and I'm going to call it quits for the night. It's about time. I'm starting to feel the tiredness of the evening setting in. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer. Well, the last few rolls didn't produce anything for me, so it's Betty Bye time. We're halfway through the box. I will see you guys tomorrow. Mañana. Welcome to the next day. This is the third roll since I've gotten started. It's 1:15. Here is 2024P number 14. Coming along pretty good. I got a good shot at 20, I think, maybe even 25. Oh, well, at this rate, I'll do it for sure. Number 15. Very cool. So this morning I got up. Oh. I slept like 9 hours. I haven't slept that long in months and months. I've really not been sleeping good. I don't know exactly what I did differently. I've started taking more vitamin D, and I've started taking, what is it? More magnesium at night. Something else. I can't think of it right offhand, but I've upped it a little bit, and so maybe that's the difference. I don't know, but it was so nice to get a good night's sleep. But then while I was drinking my hot beverage, here lately we've been doing like green and black tea and not so much coffee, just to make a change. And while I was drinking it, I got a call from a bank. It's the same bank, but a different branch that I get my dimes from. But this new branch, well, new to this service, told me I could start buying their dime bags, because in the past they had said I couldn't. And they called me this morning and said they got a dime bag in, and I went and got it. This is now the 5th row in the second half, and here's a 1946. The D and the S I want. The P I will return back to the bank. And it is the P. Yeah, I haven't been doing too good on those yet, but that's all right. So I was going to get the dimes, and so right down the road is another bank that I return coins to, but they won't let me order coins or buy the bags, so it's just the way it is. I do, always check for their coin return, and I ask, and every now and then they'll even have like an Ike dollar or something at the counter, that I can buy a couple. Somebody happened to have a couple of halves or something. So I have gotten stuff from them in that means. But when I got in there was somebody cashing in coins, and I noticed they were checking the coin return. So I got up there to myself, and I got mine taken care of. And right after me, there's another person came in. And I thought, man, there's a 2024. This is number 16. I don't know if I counted right last time, but this is number 16. And so after I was in line, and other people in line, and then the people who used the coin machine after me got in line, and I was like, I wonder if they've left anything behind. And so by the time I was finished with the teller and turned around to just look at the machine, another person got over they were hopping today at the coin machine, so I didn't get to check anything there. And what do you do if the people are still there? Do you say, do you want it's, if they're still in the location, in the bank. I have before said, you left something behind, and they said, thank you. And I may have probably just done that again, but I still like to check it. Not today. This is the 7th roll in the second half. Here is a 1949. All of them, PD&S, are under 100 million, so I'll keep this one. But what I'd like to find is the S, because it is a semi-key date. It is not. Okay. I think that's 349 fillies I have over there. So my wife is going to go see a friend in a few days, and it's a ways away from home. And I also had plans to do something that day, so I said, well, you take my mom's car. And she's like, okay. She goes, because I don't know how long it's been since it's been checked over to make sure everything's, good, because my mom just does little local things. And I said, well, let's get it, and we'll see how long it's been since the oil's been changed. I said, if it needs an oil change, they'll just top everything up while we're there. And she's like, okay. She went over and grabbed it and brought it over here. And the little sticker was so faded you couldn't even read it. So I said, well, let's just take it and get it done then. And then while we were there, I pulled the sticker off and handed it to her, and she was able to make out that the oil had been changed 3 years ago. But and then she could just barely make out the mileage. It was less than 3,000 miles in 3 years. I said, well, they say you're supposed to after so many months, but I don't buy that, because I've had oil sit in just an oil can for years, and then if my vehicle was low, I put it in, it looked exactly the same. So, but it was still close to 3,000 miles. So it's like, hey, I'm glad we're getting it done. Now everything's topped up, and so I was glad we got it done. And I found a 50% off coupon online that I was able to use. So it was good to get all that done, and she feels much better about having all that. And my mom will be tickled that we got that done for her. Also gassed it up for her. Ninth roll in the second half. Here's 2024P, number 17. Coming along pretty good still. Someone I saw recently posting something, and they said going through $50 makes them feel like a pirate. The only thing I could imagine was the sound that they make, They sound, whoops, you hear that sound? They sound like this. Hey, matey. That's the only thing I could figure they meant. I was just reminded, I don't know what reminded me the other day, but I remember being in, I think it was high school, and I suppose it was like an English class or something, but we were discussing poetry, and I can remember thinking, oh my goodness, why, whoops, I'm hitting my phone. Why would I ever need this? And, they're talking about poetry styles and stuff like that. And then many years later, I was in a discussion with somebody. By the way, let me change. I feel like for some reason, and maybe I've just never noticed before, never paid the slightest bit of attention, but I feel like I have gotten just a vast number of 2006s today. And again, it may be real common that I see, it just feels like I've seen way more than I should have today. And it ain't like they looked like they were brand new, just like somebody had cashed in a box of them or something. They seem normal, but I just felt like I have seen so many of them today. But again, it may not be anything. It may have just caught my eye today. $20.24p, number 18. This is the 10th roll in the second half. So I'm thinking I might get a pretty good chance at the 25. Oh yeah, look at that. There's another one. 2024p. And guess how many of the 2024Ds I have found? That's right, one. I am like 0 or 1. That's my allotment. It'd be cool if someday that got broken. Oh, yeah, the poetry. Okay. So, like I said, I had taken poetry. It's like, why are you talking this? I'll never use this. And then one day, years later, I'm talking with somebody and something comes up about poetry. Why I was in a conversation with somebody about it, I don't know. But I remembered this class. And I knew the poetry they were talking about, and I was able to answer the discussion. It's like, I cannot believe I remembered that from. It's so funny. 1958. I have found a couple of 58s and a 57, but they were all D. in all more than 100 million. The P is what you want. And I've got the D. That's just the way it's going today, and that's A-okay. I'm getting my 2024s, and that's cool. Super happy to get them. Put them away. Oh, you know what? Oh, my goodness, guys. I told myself when I was at this bank cashing in the change to ask them for $5 worth, because I was at one of their other branches and they said they'd give $5 worth of pennies at a time. And I forgot to ask. Number 20. 2024 P, number 20. And this is the 11th roll. Cool. I feel like I got a good shot. I still have 14 rolls to go. So I feel like I got a good shot at the 25. Oh, I saw this a minute ago. It's a 1982. It's in pretty doggone good shape. And I thought, if all the stairs are there, I'll keep it. But they're not. There's like 2 of them. So I'm going to keep it. Yes, I cannot keep missing out on these missed opportunities for the pennies, because it ain't going to be long, 2006. It ain't going to be long until they say, sorry, in fact, can you bring me some? You know, I've got 2 banks asking me to bring them already. So I need to not miss opportunities. Man, wish I hadn't done that. And better yet, I wish I hadn't remembered that I hadn't done it, then I wouldn't be concerned about it. It's like when you say, you got any half dollars or Ike dollars? I just gave all those out this morning. It's like, just say no. Don't tell me that. Just say no. I'll be happy. Well, you know, not happy, but satisfied. Satisfied. Satisfaction guaranteed. 2024 P number 21, guys, and this is the 12th roll, so we still got a lot of rolls left. I really, really feel like I have a really good shot at it. I hesitate to say it, but it's not even impossible to get 30. But, you know, we'll stick with the 25 and hope we get that. We took a trip, 1959. We want the P. We got the D. I still have equipment from the company I sell for in the back of my car. I've got to get that out and get stuff listed part of today and part of tomorrow, because I think I may be getting some more equipment in next week. And oh my goodness, I've been so busy. And I'm still trying to get the more room, going through stuff in the shed to get more room out there. 13th row in the second half, and here's 2024 P number 22, guys. Coming along quite well. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, I'm trying to make room in the shed for more stuff, because I don't make enough money from Social Security for my retirement to live on. It's not real far off, but it's not enough. And that would be scrimping by, you know. I don't know if that's all I made, I don't know what I'd do to put a new roof on or nothing like that. So this income is relatively important to us. And someday I won't be able to do it. And so I've just got to keep doing it while I can. And I have a good agreement with the guy I sell for. He's like, you know, you look this stuff up. So I look it up to see what I can sell it for. And then I market it. I list it to sell it. And shipping is getting higher, so the items I used to list for just a few bucks, I don't list anymore. I just don't even bother, or I may put them in a box and give them back to him to see if he wants it or something. But I'll talk more about it in the next roll. We're about done with this here roll. Well, a couple of rolls later, this is the 15th roll. A 1946. We need the D or the S in order to keep it. Wow. I'm batting 100, ain't I? Send it on its way. So anyway, shipping has gotten higher. And so some of the stuff that I'll list stuff for like 10, $12 because usually if they're little items, the shipping will be $3 or $4. And you still make money because I don't like to not make money on items I can make money on, because once you've looked it up, you've done half the work of determining how much you can list something for. And so if I can just throw something in a bubble envelope and make $3 or $4, I'll do it. I've sold probably thousands of items that way, which means I've made thousands of dollars over the years. But I had an item sale the other day for like $11.99 or something, or I forget exactly what it was. It was somewhere in that neighborhood, and it was going to Texas, which is halfway across the country. There's another 2024. That is number 23 there, guys. And like I said, I don't remember where it was going in Texas, but it was less than a pound. It was like almost a pound, and it cost $10, and that's with my eBay discount to ship it. And after the fee and the shipping, we made 22 cents, which is 11 cents each after you split it. It's like, that is not worth it. I cannot imagine. I shipped something this morning to, where did it go? Buffalo, New York. It weighed 8 pounds or 7 pounds, something like that. And it only cost $8.60 to ship it. That was a 54% discount on eBay. Why was it $10? I don't get it. 7 rolls to go, and we get a penny. I lost 4 cents in this deal, but pennies are hard to come by these days. Goodness, we went several rolls there, and there's just 4 rolls left in the box. 2024P, number 24. We still need 1 more. I think we went 4 rolls there without getting one, so I hope we get 1 more. So here's a deal. I feel like I've been making a little bit fewer videos here just the last few weeks, just a lot going on. But I still make videos every week. And just all of a sudden lately, my video segments from my phone aren't Googling over to my laptop. They're taking an enormous amount of time. They used to go just in minutes. And I've been waiting over 24 hours. I told several people a couple nights ago that I had a video coming out. I think it was the dime video. I don't remember which one, but I told people, alert, I'm going to get a video out tonight. And I couldn't because my stuff was still transitioning. It's just ridiculous how long it's taken. I've asked AI 1,000 questions trying to determine what's going on. Oh, there it is. There it is. 2024P, number 25. We got it. Well, that's cool. Now anything after that's just a bonus. Cool beans. So anyway, I was wanting to go to my phone company and ask them a question. I have 4 people on my service. And I was asking about my daughter just questions. And so I told them, I said, I got a little thing. Let me get to the next row. Okay, next row. 3 rows to go after this. So I was there talking to him, and I said, hey, I just got a text or something saying that you offered internet now for $25 a month. And he's like, yeah, that's true. And he goes, we'll have to get your address and make sure you're in the right area. It's like, well, they probably wouldn't have sent me the thing if I wasn't. But anyway, they checked and I am. But he said it's kind of an intermediate, or it's not the fastest service out there. I said, well, then I'm probably not interested. I said, I need it to be fast. He goes, well, what do you do? I said, I upload a lot of video. Not an enormous amount. It's not like, I'm not professionally gaming or nothing. I said, but I need this to be better. And he goes, well, he goes, we got this special. You can test it for 30 days. And if you don't like it, just cancel it. No charge. I'm like, oh, I can do that. So I deal with them enough. I can remember to just say, just forget it. I don't like it. So I haven't hooked it up. I'm thinking just when I finish up here, I think we'll, there's printing going on behind me. My wife's printing out some stuff. But I think after we get finished here and she's finished with her job, we'll hook that device up and plug it in and switch all, my phone and my computer over to that password or whatever you need to do. And I'll find out if it moves along faster, then I'll just take that service. He said what they do is they move into an area and they start with an intermediate whatever service, just getting a feel for how many clienteles they'll get, and then they'll upgrade it so you can get faster service and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm willing to try it, because if it's better than what's going on, I want it. And by the way, the penny was not copper. Look at this. Halfway through the last roll, I'm at the 25. We just barely did make it, didn't we? I tell you. Guys, I'm promising you, I did not know that was there. That was on the reverse. I got 26. Oh, that's so funny. I stopped about halfway through. I said, I better say goodbye, and there's 26 right there. I hope there's going to be 25% of it that's going to go, I don't believe it. I think he staged that. But I didn't. I promise. I didn't stage it. I was thinking those pennies that I didn't get, I'll have to blame my wife. I'll say, you were supposed to remind me. And she'll say, I have enough stuff to remember without having to try to remember that. And then I'll say, still. Still. You should have reminded me. Well, we're almost done. We got 26 2024 Ps and one 2024 D. Pretty cool. I like getting a bunch of those. Still. Though you broke my heart, still, though we're far apart. That's the Whisperer. He used to own the chain of restaurants called Po Folks. That's it, folks. Man, we did okay. I got a bunch of 2024s, and I'm happy with that. I didn't get anything crazy, but a good solid bunch of them. I'll check here and see if I have enough to make another roll of them. Get away.